Okay, let's be completely honest here. Whenever we hear the name Immanuel Kant, our brains automatically call for a strong coffee or a nap. We picture boring 18th century guy, buried in a library in Prussia, writing books with sentences so ridiculously long that by the time you reach the final period, you have already forgotten what he was talking about at the beginning. That's why I'm not here to bore you with dictionary jargon today. I'm here to talk about how this man permanently changed the way we understand reality, using basically two major sets of ideas. The first is about how our minds work to acquire knowledge, and the second is about how much of the universe we can actually see. Let's start with the first intellectual headache. Back in Kant's day, philosophies were locked in a civil war. On one side, you had the rationalism, who claimed that the reason and logic were everything. On the other side, the empiricists swore that if you could touch, smell, or taste, it didn't exist. Kant showed up to clean house and said, "Hold on, everyone, you are both partly right." To explain this, he divided knowledge into a very elegant grid. On one axis, he analyzed when we acquired knowledge in its original in time. First, there is a period knowledge. This literally means before experience. It's what you already know to be true without having to step outside to double check it. It's pure logic. If I tell you that triangle has three sides, no one of you need to travel the world measuring triangles to see if I am right, to know it by definition. It is universal, necessary, and flawless knowledge. In the opposite corner, we have a posteriori knowledge. This means after experience. This type absolutely requires your sense. If I say, "It's freezing outside today," there is no way I can know these settings in a windowless room using just pure logic. I have to go outside, feel the chill, and experience it. It depends entirely on the time and place. But Kant didn't stop there. He said, "Okay, we know when knowledge originates. Now let's look at the structure of the sentence we use." So he split things into two more categories: analytic judgments, and then we have synetic judgments. Analytic judgments. These are a bit boring because the predicate is already hidden inside the subject. They don't add anything new. They just clarify what you already knew. If I tell you a bachelor is an unmarried man, I'm not inventing the wheel. I'm just defining the word bachelor. And synetic judgments comes from making a synthesis behind two things together that we separate. Here, the predicate actually adds new information to the subject. If I say that car over there is red, the concept of car doesn't inherently include the concept of red. I had to connect two distinct ideas thanks to reality. This work this is where Kant drops his first masterstroke. Everyone used to think that analytic was always a priori and synthetic was always posteriori, but Kant had break out and proved that information about the world yet we know is universally true without having to go out and taste it. An example, pure mathematics or the law of physics. Knowing that every effect has a cause is how our minds organize the cause of the universe before things have even happened. And this superpower of the human mind led us straight into Kant's second big concept, which is my absolute favorite: the difference between the phenomenon and the noumenon. The grasp this. Let's try thought experiment. Imagine that all of us, from the day we were born, came into the world wearing a pair of sunglasses that are permanently glued to our face. These glasses, tinted green. Okay, so with that, if I look at this stage, I see is as green. If you look at you, I see you as green. To me, to my brain, and to my science, the world is absolutely green. What I am saying, the world processed through my lens is what Kant calls the phenomenon. The phenomenon is reality as it appears to us, human being filtered and organized by our senses and the structure of our minds, like space and time. We don't live in the real world, we live in the phenomenal world. But here is the $1,000,000 philosophy question. What color is the world in reality? When nobody is looking at it, what is the world like in itself, without the green glasses? Kant called that the noumenon, or the thinking itself, is raw, pure reality, independent of our minds or eyes and our limitations. And do you know what the most mind-blowing and frustrating things Kant said about the noumenon is? It is completely unknowable. We will never, no matter what technology we invent, know what the world is like in itself, because the very millisecond we try to observe or measure it, we are already using the tools of our mind. We have already put our human lens on. So, to wrap up, the next time you heard about Kant, don't think of a dry, boring philosopher trapped in the 18th century. Think of the man who reminds us that we are the architects of our own reality. Human beings aren't video cameras recording the world exactly as it is. We are film directors editing, lighting, and adding colors to the movie of existence. And if you ever find yourself arguing with someone because they see life completely differently than you, just remember Kant. Maybe neither of you has the absolute truth. Maybe, just maybe, your glasses are different color. Thank you.